Welcome to Math with Professor V. This integral looks absolutely disgusting, but watch. I can solve it in under 60 seconds. So the key is noticing that you can actually rewrite this expression underneath the radical as x to the 6th plus 3x to the 4th plus 3x squared plus 1 plus 7. And then the first four terms can actually be factored as x squared plus 1 quantity cubed. And then I have plus 7. And then from here, everything falls into place. I'm just going to go ahead, do u substitution. I'm going to let u be everything underneath the radical. So x squared plus 1 cubed plus 7. Now be careful. When we find du, we have to use the chain rule. So take that exponent, bring it down front. You're going to have 3. Leave this all alone, x squared plus 1. Now subtract 1 from the exponent. And then you have to multiply by the derivative of what's inside. So derivative of x squared plus 1 is 2x. And then derivative of that constant 0, and then I have a dx here. So notice this almost matches exactly what we have up in the numerator. X squared plus 1 squared. I just have an extra 3 and a 2, so basically a 6. I'm just going to divide it over. So 1/6 du is x times x squared plus 1 squared dx. And then now we're ready. We can rewrite our whole integral all in terms of u. So let's put the 1/6 outside, and then we have integral. All of this is my 1/6 du. So I'm just going to put du over square root of u. Good? Okay, perfect. So this is 1/6 integral u to the negative 1/2 du. Add 1 to the exponent, divide by the new exponent. So this is going to be 1/6 u to the 1/2. Dividing by the new exponent means I'm going to multiply by 2 over 1 and then plus c. And then just bring it all home. So this is going to be 2 over 6, that's 1/3. U to the 1/2 means we're going to have square root. What was u? It's sitting right here, guys. So it's x squared plus 1 cubed plus 7 and then plus c. Et voila, we are done. Now, the other thing that it might be nice to do, which I always encourage, is rewrite whatever expressions appear exactly as they originally were in the problem. Meaning we factored, it wasn't given to us that way. So I would encourage you to multiply everything out in your final answer. I know they're equivalent, but just for consistency so that you kind of maintain how the problem was given to you. Okay, but you're probably thinking, Professor V, I never would have noticed that. So let me show you what I saw that clued me in so you can become a little integrating machine too. So first, I looked at the expression underneath the radical, and I saw that it was a degree 6 polynomial. And then look at the numerator. The numerator is degree 5 because we have x squared squared, so 4 plus 1 is 5. Now, that doesn't guarantee a u substitution, but it's a clue that I should check whether the numerator is related to the derivative of what's underneath the radical. And then the next thing that just popped out at me was the pattern of the coefficients underneath the radical. 1, 3, 3, and then what I wanted the next constant to be was a 1 because I'm thinking of Pascal's triangle. So if you haven't heard of Pascal's triangle, it's an array of digits. 1 at the top, and then to get the entry for the next row, you always add the 2 entries above, and it's always 1s on the outside. So you'd have a 1 here. You would then add these 2 entries in the row above. 1 plus 1 is 2, and then always 1s on the outside. And then the next row, this is the one that I was recognizing. 1, add these 2 together, that's going to give me 3. Add 2 and 1 together, that's another 3, and then 1 on the outside. What would the next row be? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Good. Now, if you're not familiar with Pascal's triangle or the binomial theorem, don't worry. I always have to remind my students or even give a full lecture from scratch on it, even in differential equations in advanced math classes. So I have a whole video on it. I'll link it in the description if you want to brush up. But basically what that did was, okay, when I rewrote it like this with the 1 separated from the 7, now I'm looking, is it going to match the binomial theorem? Exactly. And I'm looking here at powers of x squared, no big deal. So then I was able to factor so quickly. Okay, so the lesson or the takeaway for you guys is that when an integral looks terrible, don't panic and start trying random integration techniques. Look for patterns first. And building up that pattern recognition skill comes from lots of repetition. So if you want to keep learning with me, you can find my full-length calculus lectures for free right here on YouTube. I've organized everything into playlists. And if you want a more structured course experience with guided notes, problem sets, study guides, sample exams, and more, head to ProfessorVmath.com. And don't forget, if you're taking Calculus 1, make sure you grab my free Calculus 1 survival guide while you're at my website. Thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. I'll be back sooner than later. Bye.